Hello and welcome to another video. So for this video, I want to talk about 8 stocks that I personally added to my portfolio on my birthday this year. So on April 21st, I added 1 share of each of these stocks to my portfolio just as a gift to myself. And so I want to share with you all where it was when I purchased versus where it's at now. And I think it's really cool to see how the stock market can literally grow your money in just a span of a couple of months. But I do want to note that I did end up buying these stocks when there was some type of correction in the market. So a lot of these shares I actually got at a cheaper price. And I did talk about this on my previous videos or my shorts. So I had highlighted a lot of these stocks. But anyways, for this video, I'm going to keep it very simple and straight to the point. I'm going to go ahead and share the stock, the ticker symbol, where it was versus where it's at now. And as of this was as of market close on Friday. So the numbers I'll share are pretty accurate for where the market's at now. So the first one is Broadcom, that is ticker symbol AVGO. And this stock, when I purchased on my birthday, was $166.21 versus where it's at now. It is currently sitting at around $305.61. So great decision, Jocelyn. I'm like patting myself in the back for what I was thinking when I was buying. The next one is, you guys know I love this stock. I've talked about it pretty much in every video, and it's crazy how it's doing. So that's Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR. When I purchased it, it was $90.80. And right now it is sitting at $187.71. Palantir reported earnings, and if anybody watched that move, it was absolutely amazing to watch. It was crazy. And if you got any options contracts during that time, yeah, you're happy right now. Okay, so the third one I purchased was NVIDIA, that's ticker symbol NVDA, and that one I bought for $96.91, and it is currently sitting at $182.83. So this is another one that has moved a lot. And then the next one is Advanced Micro Devices, that is ticker symbol AMD, and I purchased this one for $85.56, and it is currently sitting at $172.51. Those three right there, I just went over 4, but I don't really talk about Broadcom as much, especially since it's in the $300 range right now. That's a little bit too expensive for me to continue to add. But Palantir, NVIDIA, and AMD are 3 that I always talk about and I still think should be on your watch list. So if you're watching this now, excuse me, if you're watching this now, go ahead and add it to your watch list. Again, that's PLTR, NVDA, and AMD. Okay, next up, this one is Robinhood, ticker symbol HOOD. Now, this is one that I purchased at $39.85, and I wish I had bought more of this because Robinhood is popping right now. So some people might just know Robinhood as the platform that a lot of retail traders use to trade options. But there's been a lot of advancements going on, and the CEO has been taking the company to a new level. I've tuned in for their earnings. I also tuned in for like a conference they had where they were talking about the expansion within the crypto market. And so anyways, look into that. But Hood is currently at $115.04. So that is from a $39 stock to a $115 stock. Crazy. Okay. And then 3 more. So I have SoFi, that's ticker symbol SOFI. I purchased this one at $10.69 back in April, and it is currently at $22.11. And then we have SoundHound AI, which I've been talking a lot about lately too. And that one I purchased for $7.50. So if you like more affordable stocks, here are the ones that you would still want to look into. SoundHound AI, ticker symbol SOUN, is currently sitting at $13.59. And then the last one I'll mention, which again, I probably sound like a broken record because I talk about pretty much all these stocks in my previous videos, is Big Bear AI, ticker symbol BBAI. And that one I purchased for $2.39, and it is currently sitting at $7.15. I actually purchased more than one share of BBAI during this time, but for this example, I'm gonna just keep it simple and use one share of each stock that I just mentioned. So I still think all 8 of these stocks should be on your watch list. I am definitely still adding to my portfolio, but just so you have an idea, the total of owning one share of each of these stocks is $499 with 91 cents. So about $500. So I would say that I gifted myself a $500 investment, right? I bought one share of each of these stocks. Now, if you look at the total of where it's at now, so if you add up all those prices that I just read off, that puts you at $1,000 with 6 cents, or sorry, $1,006 with 55 cents. So you basically took your $500 investment and you doubled it. You took your $500 investment that I put in, $500. I bought one share of each of these 8 stocks. And then a couple months later, I now turned my $500 investment into a $1,000 investment. That's, I don't know. Seeing something like this is honestly why I am so passionate about posting, why I'm so passionate about telling my family, my friends, because I've seen it. Like, it's happened to me. It's not me watching a YouTube video or, seeing someone else's content and being like, dang, that must be nice. No, this is literally me. And again, we're talking about $500. You eventually, if you don't have $500 to invest now, you can start smaller. But eventually, once you're able to start realizing that you can actually make your money grow, so you can set away $500 instead of going to buy a new purse, new shoes, or whatever, and then you can double that money. I don't know about you, but I would rather take my investment growing over a new Gucci bag. Just saying. That's me personally. Again, you can do with this information whatever you'd like. I'm not a financial advisor. However, I'm just sharing my personal journey, and if you can learn something from it, that is absolutely my goal. I also I did another breakdown, and so I have pretty much everything that I just shared written down here. But I did another breakdown because something that I normally hear, especially either from my younger like friends or family members, is like, I don't have $500 to invest in myself right now. Like, I am paying for like schooling, I'm paying for my car, I'm paying for rent, I'm paying for etc., right? And so what I want to stress is that you don't have to start with $500. You don't have to start with a large sum of money. You can definitely start saving, start investing with less money. So I'm going to do the same exact breakdown with $50. So this is an example. If you had $50.85 to invest in yourself, and you would have bought, like I did on my birthday, 2 SoFi, which was at $10.69, 3 SoundHound AI, which was at $7.50, 3 Big Bear AI, which were at $2.39. You would have paid for that amount, so that's what, 8. You would have gotten 8 shares of stock. You would have paid $50.85, right? Gift to yourself, or just, I'm going to start my investing. And then a couple months later, you look back at your account and you realize that SoFi is at $22.11. SoundHound is at $13.59. And Big Bear AI is at $7.15. But now you get to multiply those numbers by the amount of shares that you own. So instead of having 1 of 8 stocks, you have 2 of SoFi, 3 of Sound, and 3 of BBAI. So after you do all that math, you are now sitting at $106.44. So again, you are doubling your money. You are going from $50 to $100. So these are just examples that I wanted to share. One, because the first one is actually personal, like it's something that I did. But the second one is just to show you that there is still opportunity, even if you don't have a bunch of money to invest right now. And I think for me, and the way that I grew up, I think that the word investing always sounded a little bit intimidating, and it also sounded like something that was very far from reach. Like, I was like, yeah, like, you have to have a lot of money, you have to have millions of dollars. Like, no, that is all in your brain, that is all in your mind. And so part of the reason why I record this and I've been documenting my journey is because I want people that I want people that have that type of mentality to be open to changing that mentality, have a growth mindset, don't have a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is someone who says, I don't know anything about the stock market and it's too hard. I don't know. I've never been taught, like it's just not for me. I'm gonna leave that for other people, right? And then a growth mindset is someone that says, I don't know about the stock market right now, or I don't know all the information I need to know in order to invest yet. So that is a difference. You don't know yet, but you are open to learning. You are open to figuring it out. You are open to starting small. And so that's all I want to share. And I think one of the coolest things too is seeing how many people are deciding to subscribe. I don't really post about these videos other places. I know a lot of people do the self promotions on different social medias, and I kind of do it lightly, but I mean, I have my closest friends and family on Instagram, and so I have maybe 300 followers, and in my head I'm thinking, okay, well, if they decide to click on it and they learn something from it, cool. But I also don't really, I don't know. I feel like the world is a little bit weird about stuff right now where everyone just wants to grow their following and grow their subscribers. And I kind of just want it to happen organically. So if you happen to, end up on this video and you watch to the very end and you feel like you like the information I'm sharing and you want to subscribe, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. I've came to a realization that a lot of what we do, we put so much pressure on ourselves for the external world to validate us. Where in reality, as long as you're doing things for yourself, you can validate yourself and you can feel good about what you're doing. So, yeah, I am really happy with those investments and the decision that I made to, instead of go buy something, put it in the stock market. And I know that eventually one year I might have enough money coming in either from dividend payouts or from realized gains from my stocks or from options contracts or whatever the case may be, that I decide to invest still in the stock market, but then I go get myself a nice gift off of the profits that I've made from the market. Yeah, from the market, not from my 9 to 5, not from my regular job, from the market. And so that is what I hope, and that is what I'm working towards. And I'm really, really happy with how things are going. I highly encourage every single person to look into it and to not be closed-minded about whether or not you can learn and whether or not you can start. Yeah, this is a great channel to follow if you are newer, because you get to see me you get to watch me navigate my investing portfolio. And I always like to share the ones that are performing the best, and I like to share kind of what I just did today, where it was versus where it can be in the future. So yeah, if you like videos like this, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.